Hi, welcome to the Pennsylvania 44th House District primary Republican debate. This is the pre-show. I'm one of your hosts, Andrew Lane.
I'm your other host, Brianna McCann.
And we are here with Chris Sperger from the League of Women Voters of Greater Pittsburgh.
Hi. Thanks
Nice
for
to have
having
you
me.
here. So, we're going to talk some politics.
Okay, so our first question is, when you moderate these debates for down-ballot candidates, have you seen them moving further along the ideological spectrum in the same way that the national parties have been moving?
No, well, I think when you're in a down ballot, it's more local. People are looking more to what's going on in their daily lives, constituents and local issues, and issues that are more important to them. As you saw with Connor Lamb's campaign, he didn't focus on a Democratic ideology.
No, that's true.
In the national party. He said, I work for you. He went to meet all of his constituents door to door, and he wanted to know what issues are important to you. And that's what these debates do. The audience asks us the questions, and we ask the candidates. So these debates are questions that are important to people and issues to the people that are here. And it may fall along party lines, some of it may, but some of it may not. I think with the down ballots and in more local elections, you have to be out there and know what's important to your constituents. And sometimes it's not the same as the national parties. And I believe that's what Connor Lamb did quite well. People say, is he a Democrat? Is he a Republican? No, he is a representative of the people, and he wanted to be representative of his constituents. And that's what a lot of the debates that we see, a lot of the issues the questions that people ask are important to them personally in their life.
Yeah, I like that you bring up the Lamb campaign, because honestly, I think that was one of the best campaigns I've seen.
Yes.
In terms of running from the center, because I'm a Republican, center right, but I was thinking, if all Republicans, or if all Democrats were like Connor Lamb, then I'd probably be a Democrat. He's very just like, I mean, he's a great guy, had all of the intangibles that you need. It was just a fantastic campaign.
Very middle of the road in his ideology. However, one of the most endearing factor or points of Connor is that he listens.
Yeah.
He listens to his constituents, and he's bringing back the way politics used to be when politicians worked for us, not the other way around. So he and hopefully he can start a wave of, not the blue wave coming, but maybe it's a wave of maybe the politicians will get back to listening to us, because they do work for us. And I think a lot of people have forgotten that. And a lot of people are turned off from politics because of that.
Right.
And a lot of these debates, because they do focus on what's important to the people that attend and or people that ask questions on Facebook, they're not always in line straight party. And you have to be able to compromise and listen. And hopefully the candidates that are here tonight will understand that, but we'll see. Yeah.
Speaking of tonight's candidates, I assume that they're all sort of new to politics, right? They probably haven't really debated much. What kind of mistakes do you normally see these newbies make when they enter these things?
They could get a little personal if there are some maybe issues going on between some of the candidates that might come through. We try to, because we have question sorters, and thank you to the Robert Morris University students who are going to help us with that question sorting. We don't ask any questions that are seen as a personal attack towards any of the candidates.
Right.
So no personal issues will be brought up. So that kind of tames it. Our forums are not usually heated. I hope not, because it's more of a discussion.
It's a Wiki Wednesday on Rock University. Rock, 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 the Rock University. Hello. Welcome to Rock U Radio. I'm your host, Jared Seitz. This is my co-host, Vinny. Say hi to the people, Vinny.
Hello, people.
That's Vinny. So, as usual, I'm going to roll through some, me and Vinny here are going to roll through some upcoming concerts, musicals, other artistic things coming up here
Very
in Pittsburgh.
exciting.
Very exciting. And also the things that are coming up here on campus, here on RMU's campus.
Wow.
After that, we got our special guests, Alex Hughes, a.k.a. Crombit the Toad, and Roman Beefaroni. So, excited to talk to them.
Is he related to a Rice-A-Roni by chance?
I believe he's related to Chef Boyardee, and he's like the child of Chef Boyardee and Aunt Jemima.
Is his cousin the hamburger helper?
See that glove?
Yeah.
I don't know if gloves can reproduce, Vinny. I took a biology class. I'm not 100% sure, though.
Jared, if I was taught one thing in this life, it's that if you believe, you can achieve. And if I want a glove to reproduce, I'm going to make it happen, okay?
Are you in the biology department, Vinny?
I am not.
Are you an engineer?
Yes.
Are you going to engineer a glove that can
And it's not
reproduce?
biomedical engineering. But
No.
I can do it. Because I believe.
Because you believe.
Exactly.
And if you believe, you can achieve, and that's what we believe here at Rock U.
Absolutely. And I think that's the message of the day is believe.
Believe. Well, without further ado, we're going to get into the schedule here. So, happy Halloween, everybody, by the way. Forgot to say that. Happy Halloween. It was a pretty good one. You dressed up as anything, Vinny?
I dressed up as myself.
You dressed up as yourself.
I'm
That's
pretty much
terrifying.
an enigma. Yeah, exactly.
Like,
So
you got Michael Myers beat.
yeah, dude.
I dressed up as a crash test dummy.
I remember. How did that go?
It was a skin tight suit, so I kind of had to wear like sweatpants and stuff over it because it was just freezing outside.
Yeah.
And those morph suits are like the least insulated thing in the entire world.
Yeah.
But I surprised some professors, that's for sure. I
That's
asked
good.
a shout out for Dr. Letterman. I asked her to go trick or treating. She kind of shot me down for her dog. But it's whatever. I'll get her next time.
Yep.
But anyway,
Persistence.
You know, you just gotta show people you care, and eventually they'll come around.
Yep.
So, on to the schedule. So, today's the 1st. Tomorrow's the 2nd.
That's
I'm a math
that's
major, Benny.
natural
I'm a math
progression.
major. So we got Disney on Ice tomorrow.
Wow.
Guess what Disney movie they're doing?
Frozen.
Yes.
It
you
only
nailed
makes sense. It's so
you
fitting.
nailed it.
It's so
Frozen
fitting.
at PPG Paints Arena. You got some Frozen on Ice.
By the way, I hate that name of the arena. I can't
PPG
stand that they
Paints?
changed
Oh,
it.
the Pittsburgh Paints and Glass Paints Arena.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How does that make any sense?
ATM machine. Automatic teller machine. PIN number. Personal identification number. People just are redundant.
Well, I don't like redundancy.
Yeah, I don't like redundancy or repetitiveness.
Neither do I.
So yeah, we got that coming for you Disney fans out there.
By the way, I've never seen Frozen.
I saw like the tail end of it. Like,
Wow, we
there's-
both haven't seen Frozen. I'm surprised. Like,
what can I say?
I'm surprised somebody's not barging in here right now and about to crucify
Oh, I know.
us.
Thank God.
Yeah,
there's
I'm
a
kind of
lock on that
scared
door.
actually. I probably shouldn't have said that.
Anyway, so Disney on Ice the 4th Saturday. I'm gonna go see AJJ, Andrew Jackson Jihad, FKA AJJ. So yeah, they're gonna be at Spirit Hall 8 p.m. I'm excited for the show. It's a band, me and my buddies. Shout out to Kelly, Bill, Bubs, Jared, Dick, the whole crew,
Yeah.
AK, everybody. Like this is a band we've loved for like they're doing a 10-year anniversary tour,
Wow.
and that's when we first started listening, like 2007-ish.
Nice.
So like it's a big deal.
It is
us.
a big deal. Now, wait, can I ask you a question about AJJ?
Yeah,
Now, weren't we just watching him on YouTube?
yeah,
And he's got a band that comes and plays with him, or
yeah. He has a guy who plays standing bass named Ben, who's like really really cool. And then now he has like a drummer and a keyboardist, but those like positions switch out because originally it was just him, Sean Claw Bonnet, and Ben. I can't remember his last name, but it was just those two.
RMU commandment number 1. Thou shalt worship only Coach Toole. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. This is our first off-season episode of the Toole Sheds. I'm your host, as always, Logan Carney, and join with me, as always, your basketball experts here at RMU Sentry Media, Matt Kurtik and Luke Yost. Feel like that awkward. You guys like that pause there?
I know. Awkward pause. I don't know what that was.
As we're on RMU Radio, your campus, your voice. This is the Toole Sheds. Now, guys, RMU basketball season unfortunately came to its bitter end a couple weeks ago. They did manage to win their first round playoff game in the NAC, but much further than any of us thought they could go. I mean, I said they had a chance. Somebody else didn't say they had a chance, but I said they had a chance. I wish we had the clips to go back and play that, just to see, how closer to being right I was than you two.
Oh, please.
I mean, I don't think I was that far off.
But more specifically, though, it's what today is yesterday was the 5th year anniversary of the Robert Morris Kentucky game that took place at Soul Center when the Kentucky, in case you forget, the Kentucky Wildcats, who were coming off, a national title that season, ended up struggling and making the NIT and not the playoffs, not the actual NCAA tournament. Well, they made postseason, the NIT. And since I believe it was because Kentucky was hosting some playoff games.
Yeah, the NCAA tournament was being hosted in Lexington that year. So Kentucky was unable to play in the Rupp Arena for the first round of the NIT playoffs.
Yeah, so they ended up playing the game at the Soul Center. And it's really, 5 years. And Robert Morris ended up winning that game, surprisingly. And it's a big upset here. They won 59-57 back in 2013, 5 years ago to the day yesterday.
Yeah, arguably Kentucky's worst loss in program history.
Probably one of Kentucky's worst teams in program history.
They had a lot of injuries that year. I think that was the year they had Nerlens Noel.
They had Nerlens Noel and Willie Cauley-Stein as their premier players.
Yeah, Willie Cauley-Stein is not a premier player.
No.
So.
Well, it wasn't really one of the worst. So really, Kentucky opened up that game as a 6-point favorite.
Yeah.
6 points. So it's not like it was that big of an upset. Let's be honest for a second.
Pretty big upset.
I don't know what it is, how your guys' feelings are on the subject. But for me, I think the school needs to move on, or at least not talk about it, not make such a big deal out of it. Like, it feels like to me, being at this campus for my third semester, and the amount of times that I've heard a speech from somebody in the faculty and the Kentucky game wasn't brought up is 0. All right, that was the first thing they said to me whenever I went here. It was the first thing that they said. Even I believe it was even mentioned in Chris Howard's. I could be wrong, but it was even mentioned in President Chris Howard's first speech.
Well, arguably that might be the first time that Dr. Chris Howard ever heard of Robert Morris University.
Probably. Good chance.
That's a good chance.
Let me ask you a question: Is there a student on this campus that was a main student back then? Because it was 5 years ago. So there's no students. It's all grad students that have relived that, if there are any, or maybe people that skipped a full year of college. Those are the only people that remember that game, that were on campus at that game, and then they would still be fresh for sophomores.
I was at that game.